are at it again. It's Tuesday. Welcome back to another live stream with me and your man, My Project 13. You know, I'm gonna have to give him the floor for a little bit because he has been MIA, and I think he owes all of you guys an explanation as to why he has not been joining the stream. He missed 7 streams in a row, and
no, I did not.
No, he missed 1 stream. He was busy. And he doesn't have to explain.
I was under the weather.
Yeah, he was a little down and out. But we are going to kick this thing off here. Pretty exciting to have you guys in. What's going on? Notification gang is here, it says. So yeah, we are gonna chat for a little bit. Malik, what's going on? You was the first one in. And we are going to keep this train going here for a little bit. So it is Tuesday. It's Tuesday. It seems like these weeks are zipping on by. We're about to be at the end of the year, man. We're about to be at the end of the year.
Really, really quick. Really quick.
And then we do another year. God willing, we do another year, and we keep it going.
Yep.
Because definitely we want to have some fun. So, all right. So got everything going here. I see you guys popping in. So we got to talk about the official date here for the Pixel 6. First of all, folks, sound check. I'm using my mic, obviously my latest purchase here, my mic, my J-Labs. And then I got my new Anchor camera. You guys probably saw that video. I wasn't going to use this for a live stream, but this camera is just so amazing. So I popped it up on one of the laptops for a live stream. What are you using today to stream with, man? I know you always use a phone. What are you using?
I'm using the OnePlus 7 Pro.
OnePlus 7 Pro. I got a couple of my OnePlus devices laying around. Here's my 9, my 9 Pro, and then my other OnePluses are back in that black box back there. I have a lot of phones, man. You ever thought about how many phones do you have now? Do you have a lot still?
I right now have 6 that I'm currently using, and four that are just kind of my nostalgic devices. I
have so many. It's ridiculous. I have so many phones. I feel selfish sometimes with all these phones. I want to do more giveaways. Like seriously, I give them to family members. The first giveaway I did was the TCL 20 SE. I gave that to Barry Johnson. Shout out to BJ. He won that one. I'm going to be doing the 20S next and work my way down because TCL said, hey, give those devices away. I was like, okay, cool. I asked them, I said, can I do a giveaway? They was like, yeah, just do whatever you want to do with them. I was like, okay, cool, sweet. They were like, send them back to us or give them away. And I was like, okay, great. I'll give them away because I clearly have a lot of devices. I might keep the Pro for myself. I'm not sure, but wow. I feel bad sometimes for having all these devices and stuff, So, I just titled this "The Hype Train Has Died." Now just so we can get that conversation out of the way because this happens to all devices in a lot of situations. But I'm pretty excited, like most people, that Google finally made it official with their official launch date. We will talk about that in a little bit. But shout out to everybody. Yeah, so the hype has died because of the minimal upgrades. Yeah, I think that, but I think every year, iPhones lose their spark pretty fast. People are excited initially, and I say people, I mean myself included. I'm always excited right away. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like, do I really want to use this iPhone as a regular device in the main workflow? It doesn't. The only reason it fits is because of family members. That's pretty much it. Other than that, I would not even have an iPhone. You guys have heard that story 1,000 times from a lot of different people. But I think the availability depends on where you are. I think also. I saw someone put something about availability. Let me see. Where is it up here? It says, judging by the lines and unavailability, the Apple stores, the hype is still there. No, I don't think so. I think Apple does, just like every other company, they make a little bit of something to draw in the hype. That's what you're supposed to do as a company. You're supposed to draw, look at the hype behind the Pixel. That's a lot of hype that they're doing. They're doing it different this time. Google normally gets the announcements done and blah, blah, blah. So yeah, the hype behind some phones now, I gotta admit, my Z Flip 3 is, whew, for me personally, the hype has not died for my Z Flip 3. I absolutely love this device. So,
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
mine hasn't died either. I really, really dig this phone,
yeah,
man.
I absolutely love the Z Flip 3, but it's a personal thing. Again, the title is just to intrigue you and get your fluids flowing. That the iPhone hype has died. The iPhone hype has died for me. It's gone. The train is come to a complete halt. There's not much excitement behind the iPhone 13. I'm working on some current content for it though. I mean, but it's kind of, for me. It depends on not the marketing of the company, but what I've been missing from another device. Like, so I have some of my pixels laid out here. And I wanted to show a real brief, the Pixel 4a, folks, is still very relevant, I must add. And there's some people that were commenting saying Google should have made a smaller version of their device because not everybody wants a jumbo sized device. And the fact of the matter is, folks, this device is absolutely great. This is, in fact, one of the best devices that Google has put out in a long time. The Pixel 4a is still relevant, folks. I think you really should have this in your catalog if you want a small Pixel device. Even though this isn't like small, it's 5.8 screen right here, but look at it next to the Pixel 5a 5G, and you can see it's just a hair, yeah, it's smaller. So I think when it comes to the anticipation of a device, Apple, they've never really innovated. They've never really innovated to me. At some point, they brought out things that were great, but now their company motto is like they're trying to convince you that you can shoot a movie with a phone in your pocket, and that's just not entirely true. Let me read a comment here from Blooded. He said, "People just ignore all the shortcomings of Apple, and then when the new iPhone comes out." They say, "Oh my, the phone has problems?" No. But I don't think people ignore the shortcomings. I think that when you watch influencers talk about the iPhones, they kind of skate over all the things that are somewhat flawed or not really that exciting, right? I mean, that's what I noticed. I noticed that a lot of people that are influencers, when they review, they kind of skate over the things that are like. I think I was. I mean, I always say this as a creator: if you're not getting a bunch of haters in your queue, you're not doing something right. Because when I got rid of my 13 Pro and went back to the 13, so many people said, "Oh my gosh, yeah, here we go." But I think what you guys should stop doing is, I mean, you try to avoid. Not now. This isn't to everybody. This is to those people, and I'm not even going to call them haters. I think that some people they don't even know that they're living vicariously through the people they're watching. And so you are so influenced by them when they make a switch that doesn't suit your needs, you flip out. And so when I said, hey, I'm getting the same, because for what I do, appreciate Tana for the super chat. I just think that when you get so caught up into certain things, I think some people just kind of lose touch with reality. There's really no ways to say that. These are just phones, folks. They're just pieces of metal and plastic put together that we're having fun with at the moment. And they're making our lives better some way or another. So when it comes to my hype train dying for the iPhone, it's more about what I use it for, which is creation, video. I think the video capabilities on the device are fantastic, but it's got to be more than that. I mean, when you think about it, I gave Apple, $2,400? And then I gave them another, for two iPhone, I bought a 512 and a 256 gig. So $2,400. Even if, I mean, and again, I know I made the choice to do that. No one's forcing me to do that. But I think everybody's going to have that different feeling about something after they get it. If you don't follow Tech Rant or Trent Marshall, you need to look on his Twitter, because he's saying out loud what I think a lot of people are afraid to say, which is, I didn't run out of content to put on this thing. It's been, after about 3 or 4 videos, I don't really have anything else to talk about this. And basically what he was saying, I interpret that as his hype train has also died. And he posted that a couple days ago, and I thought this is real world honesty right here. I don't think that I think this statement right here is somewhat factual. It's more accurate to those people out there that are upgrading every year. And Gerald says people buy phones and don't know how to use them, and then want to upgrade to something new. And I think this applies to that great marketing that Apple employs to target those customers. Hype trains for a device normally die off in about a week or so, probably, right? About a week. I think they kill off for a lot of people in about a week or so. But regular consumers might, it might die off faster, believe it or not, because they upgraded from the 12 Pro to the 13 Pro Max, which was, they went from one to the next. And that's why this statement right from Gerald, I believe, is somewhat factual, because those consumers probably are not getting their money's worth. They're just buying what they consider Apple told them was the next best thing. So when I make this statement, the hype train has died. The hype train has died for me. But that doesn't mean the phone is horrible. See, some people can interpret that all different kinds of ways. Some people will look at that title and say, "Oh my gosh, now the phone's trash, Jay." You know what I'm saying? Like people are generally, literally looking at things and accepting it for what it is, instead of trying to use more of their brain and try to interpret more of what another person's view might be instead of just their own. So, where's it at? Right here's a comment I want to put up. Hey, what's going on? NYPT. What's up? I see you. So David Rice says, we're gonna try to get to as many of your comments as possible. David Rice says, speaking along hype trains dying, another YouTuber put out a video a few days ago talking about how it was a waste of time to do Android phone videos. That's how he feels. If that's how they feel. I mean, I do Android videos all the time, and you don't think I get burned out? I get burned out on smartphone videos so much. And I pay for smartphoneconversations.com. I mean, you see what I'm saying? So, I just feel like, hey, I'm missing some things in the comment. I see you guys. Hey, what's going on? What's going on? I'm going to try to get to some of your guys' comments on here. We're going to try to get some. Hype train is the modern tech world. It's like a TikTok or a YouTube short. Lasts for about 60 seconds. That is a good analogy right there. I like that. I like that. I like that so much. What's going on, Tech Lover Mom? I see. Let me see here. I feel like when mobile companies cater more to iPhones, like iPhones on us, it brings more to use these. I guess scramble it up a little bit from Reggie. You lost me with that one. T, what's going on, man? I see you. T is talking to David, and he's saying, David, he did, but that's his strategy. YouTube hits different when you're doing full time. Yeah, he's probably talking about the switching up. I don't want to do Android phones. Yeah, everybody has a burnout point, and that's true. I mean, I for sure, what's up, Biome Scoop? See, I for sure get burned out. You don't think for 1 second I get burned out for doing phone videos, which is why sometimes I'll show you my little laptops, or I'll show you my tablet stuff, or, I do a vlog. You can only do so much. But when it comes to me, the reason I say the hype train has died for me is because, first of all, I have a lot of phones, a ton of phones, and sometimes having more options isn't a good thing. So using the 13 and the 13 Pro, yeah, I could see people in the comments saying, oh, again, here he is again, now he's switching. No. I have the ability to test the waters. So some people might not like that. I know that some people can only buy one phone, but I think what you're doing is when a regular person in the comments like this, why do you have all these phones? Or last week you said this. I think those people, first of all, they don't understand what it is to be a creator on YouTube, and they don't understand what it is to review a bunch of different phones. When you have a ton of different phones, your expectations are a lot higher than what people actually think. Like, I can't always put all of my expectations on the table because I know they're not realistic. So I have to give just a little bit to YouTube. But for $1,000, I want a whole bunch. I want a bunch for $1,000. I spent $1,000 on a phone. Now, Anthony, I know when you was a kid, obviously we didn't have cell phones, remember? So we didn't, right? Remember, we didn't have cell phones. So our expectations on things were nowhere near. I never would have guessed that we would be paying $1,000 for a mobile device. Never would have guessed it in a million years. Yeah. So I think the expectations of some people when they look at creators, when they talk about Apple, because I think earlier on somebody said something about Apple and creators, something like that. I think influencers skate over the shortcomings of Apple and don't critique it as hard as they do other devices. That's what I see.
Well, they've learned a strategy on how to use certain words and manipulate the conversation in a way in a very little bit of time so they can get to what they really want to talk about. They don't really have to talk about that. So it's conversation it's almost a tricky, educated way of manipulating the mind, and they do it well. They do it well. I've watched a few of those videos, and they start to talk about something that's kind of negative, and they do it in a way, and then they're right back to talking about everything that's good about.
Yeah.
They give you a taste of negativity, but they don't give you the full meal deal on that negativity.
Well,
And
I wouldn't use terminology. I would word it a little different. I wouldn't say that they have to be negative. I would say I will be looking for some of the more shortcomings, like the other person. I would use the term shortcomings, but I think they're just using what's called tact, and I do it too, and you do it too.
Sure.
We both critique phones, but it seems like when they do it, they just skate over it so fast, and it's like it's just like it's like they have to say something about the iPhone that's to make you believe that they don't think it's perfect, but then they're going to just move on to something else. But it's not about them. It's about Apple. Every year it's the same for me, and that's why I titled this stream that way. The hype train has died already, and it's like this every year for me because I'm not technically an iPhone person. Now, believe it or not, I'm an Apple fan for sure. I mean, Mac Mini M1, MacBook M1, iPad, several iPads, all these different things, but just the phones themselves, I can't really get into it like I'm going to carry only this device with me every day. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's just not for me. So it has to stay in like a second or a third slot. So you didn't buy the iPhone 13 this year. You have the previous generation iPhone, but you didn't buy the iPhone.
I never got onto the train. So
you're still at the track, waiting at the station.
Yeah, I'm still on the bench waiting. But even today, I was thinking about going in and buying it, and then I just said, "Nah, I don't know. I just can't do it, man. I am not at all hyped. I've watched your content. I've watched other people's content, and I don't know. I still could buy it, but." Going back to those other creators, I watched quite a few of and you know what? It almost seems like they were sharing the same information with each other. Every video, except for who it was and the background was different. And it's almost like they were sharing the script of what they were saying. And that really bothered me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, as far as the creators that we label as larger, I only watched MKBHD. And I think one of my favorites is Jenna. That's iJustine's sister. Because iJustine, she's such a hype beast for him. She never thinks anything is wrong. She never says anything. Like, she just thinks that Apple is flawless in every way. But as long as they're sponsoring her and keep sending her everything, I mean, sometimes it's like that. I mean, I don't know what I would do if I was in a situation where Apple was paying me and sending me everything. I don't know what I would do if this was my full-time job. You know what I'm saying? That's why I try not to critique them too much. Because everybody has a price. Let's be clear here. Not that everybody can be bought, but everybody has that price where, a company might say, hey, listen, we just need you to just make sure you say this, maybe 2 or 3 times. And, here's that $50,000 payout. I mean, depending on what your life is like at the time and what your situation is like, that could be the start of something for you. Forget what everybody else thinks. If you got mouths to feed, then that's what you do. But I think Again, the title of this, I think a lot of people are going to read that title and start typing away when it's not a live stream. They're just going to see the title once it goes public and start typing saying, oh, yeah, no, the iPhones are still the king and all this kind of stuff like that. I put up a photo of the Z Flip 3 versus the iPhone 13, the front cameras. And I do these things. I just want to see where people's heads are. A lot of people, iPhone is king. iPhone can never be beat by anything. It's amazing how these people feel like this, and they're not wrong. I'm just shocked at some of the responses that I see in the comments. And they say, oh, well, I have that phone. It can take a better photo than that. You did something. I'm like, well, I mean, if this is what you feel, I didn't. You don't have to be here. I'm just posting up 2 photos, showing you 2 photos, and if you choose to respond, then you just choose to respond. But it's always amazing how people label iPhone as king and all this other stuff, and I don't see it. I think iPhones will probably always be a good for creation, like for a video camera. That's what I use the iPhone 13 for. I'm happy that they implemented the portrait video and called it cinematic. No matter what it is actually really good. And I've got a very detailed video I'm working on, and it's detailed. I think the iPhone's video is really good. However, I don't think the iPhone's video is the best. I don't care what Apple says. You've got a movie creation device in your pocket. I just don't see it. I mean, because most of the time when I see these creators, they're doing things outside. Everybody doesn't go outside and vlog. What happened to sitting in an office vlogging? A disadvantage to the Apple devices is you can't just plug in an external mic. You just can't do it. You need some kind of adapter or something like that. I mean, the conversation about Apple going Type-C, whatever. I don't think they'll do it anytime soon because of all the money they're making off of Lightning. But the Apple devices, when I do create with them, the microphones are actually, there's a lot of positive things I have to say about the Apple devices. And when you listen to me, I really genuinely don't have anything negative to say about them or bad to say about iPhone devices. I just, Dookie, what's up, man? DZV, hook him up. What's up? Where did you put him up here? You made it. I can't believe you made it. What's going on, man? Hit that channel right there if you want some serious creation. This guy got skills. I just don't see, I guess when I think about it, I don't genuinely have anything bad to say about iPhones. It's just that I just don't see what makes people so excited about using iPhones. Still to this day, this is a conversation that we've had how many years now? And it's okay that these people like iPhones. I would never trash a person or tell people that they should not like something. I just don't understand what's so exciting about it, because it's just a screen with icons. You're super limited on there. Now, the high point for me on iPhones is the cameras. I really like the video quality from the cameras. The still shots still aren't there for me. I still think that when I put up that video of the 5A, everybody said, oh my gosh, Jay, you put up the 13 Pro versus the 5A. You took that photo wrong. You messed up the iPhone because I have the phone and it takes way better photos. It starts to process these excuses. Listen, the fact of the matter is, for me, no phone takes better still shots than Pixels. Like, if you want a good portrait shot, the Pixels to me are the best. But that's just how I feel. That's how I feel. So you're gonna have everyone's hype. Like, for me, I guess the question would be to the people, what's up, Gigi? I see you. What's going on? She just got off work. Drive safe. Drive safe. What's up, Sister Harris? I see you in here too. If you have the 13, when did your hype train die? That's a question for the chat and everybody's watching this on the replay. I want to read a comment from David here. Just like I don't understand how people are ready to go to the mattress, to the mattresses over, I don't know, Pixels. I don't know what, am I reading that right? Mattresses?
Yeah, I didn't understand that one either.
I don't know, maybe it's the iPhone of Android without benefits of iOS. I don't understand that comment, but yeah, I mean, Android is Android. The iPhone versus Android conversation is so played out. Like, there's no point even having that, because in the end, they both do the same thing. You have FaceTime, you have iMessage. Mr. Harris, I appreciate the super chat. Appreciate it. Mr. Harris is here. So you have FaceTime and iMessenger. Those are some of the key points on an Apple device. And then on Android, they have just regular RCS messaging and Duo. Those folks are the same thing. So one's not that it's better than the other, because if you've ever used Duo, Duo actually has way more functionality and features than FaceTime. It's just that Google hasn't locked down their Google devices like I want them to. And, iOS has always been locked down. So there's no right or wrong, but I want to know, to the people in the chat, when did your hype train die? When did your hype train die? Is it dead? Is it still going? Are you still really excited about your new iPhone? Because regular consumers, we don't really get a chance to see them They just kind of watch us if they want to, or if they see stuff online. And that's ultimately what we get to see. We don't get to see or talk to them very much at all. No, we don't. As a matter of fact, man, you want to take some phone calls, bro?
You know, I asked a couple people at work that have an iPhone, why haven't you ever tried anything else? You know, like I'd show off my phones, and a lot of the answers that I get is it's what I've always had. It's just what I know. Well, why not change it up and try something? And they almost get this nervous look on their face, like like they don't even know how to handle that. It's what they've always had. Never crossed the line, and it's just funny to me. But I was going to ask you a question when you said video on the iPhone 13. I don't have an iPhone 12 Pro Max anymore, but I'll tell you this: the S21 Ultra, which is an amazing smartphone, in my opinion, put out way better video than the iPhone 12 Pro Max that I had. Now, I've seen video from the iPhone 13, and I have to still think that the S21 Ultra would probably still do better than the iPhone 13 when it comes to video.
The 13 Pro it's nice, man. It's not. I have to give credit where credit's due. The 13 Pro is fantastic for video. All the iPhones have great video. They do. I'm gonna give the credit where it's going to. I just feel like I don't understand everything after that. Everybody has a use case scenario for their phone. Everybody has a use case scenario for their phone.
Right. So what you're basically saying is a solo device, if you have that, it's getting the job done. It looks great. But because we try a lot of different phones, we're able to tell you, or I am, that I think this phone may still be better than this one. But if that's all you have, then you're good.
Right.
You know, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, most of the time, that's all people have is they have just one device. And as a creator, we have more than one. And that's an advantage that, I think we, as creators, we might take for granted. But I want to hear from you guys, because very seldom do we get to actually hear from the people that watch us. So if you're comfortable calling in, you don't have to. I'm going to keep this train rolling. Me and Anthony are going to keep talking. But if you're comfortable calling in and you want to give your opinion on the iPhone 13 and whether or not you're still, what iPhone are you currently using, if you're even using an iPhone? Because I think a lot of people really want to express things more vocally, but they just don't have the platform. But here, every now and then, I do put up the phone number. We can take phone calls. I think a lot of times with the iPhone, for me, it always dies within about a month or so, and then I'm back with a primary Android and an iPhone. Like I'm carrying both. So again, the title is going to be taken out of context for sure. As soon as this is just a regular video on the channel, I see it all the time. As creators, we see it all the time. We see people read the title, start typing. They don't even bother to get into the gist of the video. But I want to get to some more of your comments. Post your questions down in here. And let's get to, if I'm skipping around here, folks, this is next on the list here. All right, so we got a call. Let's take a call real quick.
Hey.
All right, hey, what's going on, man? It's your man Jay. You are live. Who we got on the phone?
Hey, this is Louis calling you from Virginia.
Hey, what's up? VA in the house. What's going on? I ain't been over there in a long time, man. I love VA. I love VA.
Yeah, I got to say, I have to give you a big thank you because of you, your review, actually, I got the Z4-3 coming from an iPhone XS Max.
Oh, nice.
So talking about what you were saying, I mean, the hype train, I'm still on the hype train with the Z Fold. I mean, I'm doing a lot of paperwork on the phone now, which is so amazing. In terms of the iPhone, it's just that it seems the same. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you can open a phone, you see the apps or the icons, and they all look the same. With Android, you can change that. I mean, I had a Note 8, Note 9, went to the iPhone because everybody in my house got the iPhone. But the Z Fold just changed my game. So again, thank you for the review.
Oh, yeah.
And, just keep up the great work, man. I love it.
Oh, appreciate you calling in, man. So, coming from an iPhone, question for you while you're here. Coming from an iPhone, switching to the Z Fold 3, was that a big adjustment?
At the very beginning, yes, because iOS is so easy to use, kind of user friendly as I call it. But because I haven't used a Android device for so long, then that took me a little bit to get used to. But now that I've had it for about maybe a week and a half, I'm all about it. I've themed it, and like you say, you can custom your Android however you want. So far so good. Like I said, it took me maybe a day or two because I was like, oh my god, how do I change this? Oh, how do I get that?
Yeah.
And in iPhone, you just click the little icon and you're good to go.
Right. Well, that's good to hear, man. That's a fresh set of eyes. Appreciate you calling in, Louis, man. Thank you.
Thank
the
you.
phones are buzzing now. You got it fired up, man. I appreciate you calling. Everybody's calling now. They're ringing.
From a veteran to another, man.
Hoorah. All right. Yeah. VA's in the house, baby. Take care, man. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. So that's a good analogy from someone who's coming from. We have some other calls. If you just called in, go ahead and ring it back. You probably, if you got missed on that, go ahead and keep calling in. I'll try to get. Okay, here's another call. We appreciate Louise calling in, man. Sister Harris, turn the volume down on the video, Sister Harris.
Okay, hey, what I want to say is the iPhone has always confused me. I was given one, by my son, and trying to use it, it was so confusing. So
Android is easier to use for you?
Yeah, the Android is easier to use for me. The iPhone has been so confusing. Like I said, I had the iPhone 8. It was so confusing. I started using it. I got frustrated. And so I had to go back to the Android. And if you remember, I called you like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Like, you got to work on it. You got to work on it.
Yeah.
It's still confusing for me. It really is. My youngest son, he switched from Android and has been on the iPhone, and that's his preference. But I'm so confused by it. So
yeah. And that's a perspective that some people don't think it exists. Very seldom do you hear people saying out loud, but there's more people like you who actually are confused by an iPhone probably, but they don't have a platform, like they wouldn't do it publicly like this. They'll just say it amongst their family or if the conversation comes up, because for a lot of people, a phone is just a phone. It's nothing, it's just a phone that you utilize it to get through your day or whatever you're doing with it. So that's a good perspective right there. To know that there are people out there that some think the iPhone, because Apple sells it as it's just so easy. But if you've been using Android for a long time, I know this for a fact you have. So the transition has been a little bit difficult for you, I guess.
Yeah, the transition is extremely, extremely hard. And it's not like, people look at it like, well, you must not be educated. Well, remember, I have a lot of degrees.
Yeah,
so that's not the problem. It's confusing because it's like I can't seem to grasp, what I'm saying? Even FaceTime is hard. I'll be sitting there looking like, what? I don't even understand that. So stick to the Android and Google. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but thank you.
All right, Sister Harris. Well, we love you, and we'll see you back in the chat. All right.
Bye-bye.
Hey, what's going on? It's your man Jay. You're on with Anthony and Jay Will. Who we got on the phone?
This is Joe Moody.
What's going on, man? You are here. What's going down?
Not much. I'm just calling because I'm listening to the debate for real. And as far as this Android and iPhone thing, to me, at the end of the day, they all do the basic functions of making phone calls and taking pictures. They do the basic functions. So, like, for me, like iPhones at the iPhone for us, it became real stale. Like, everything was the same. And then I think the next big upgrade was the iPhone 10, I believe 10, 10S. But after that, it's all the same. I can't mess with it because like I had the last iPhone I had was the 12 Pro Max, and I also had the S21 at the same time, and I set the iPhone straight back.
Everybody is, and again, listen, folks, just so you know, there's plenty of people out there who do try to give the iPhones a try, but there's more people like him, like Gerald. There's more people like Sister Harris. There's more people out there that just try the iPhone and just can't get into it as a regular. But it's a different view from each person. This is why I said I definitely want to hear your perspective, not to have people, these people are genuine calling in and this is how they feel. No one's telling people to call in and say, hey, I hate the iPhone. I don't think, like he said, like Gerald just said, they both do the basics. They do what we need them to do. Phone calls, texts, email, whatever we're doing with them. It's just a matter of preference and how you're going to perceive how you're going to like this device. Now, you tried the iPhone 12 Pro Max, and what did you like about the iPhone 12 Pro Max? What was some positives about it?
So I like the design.
Oh, nice. Oh, yeah.
The body and like the hardware was standing out to me.
Oh, yeah.
Different hardware than any Android. That stood out to me.
Yeah.
But everything else, camera, of course, I go to Pixel. Video, I barely use video, so it's like ain't no point in me even talking about video.
Right.
iMessage, I only use it because my fiance, I bought her an iPhone and she didn't get off the iPhone ever since I've been met her.
Right.
But other than that, like I feel as though like the iPhones is like for millenniums, and it's like I guess it's just a hype phone. Like it's just something new.
Right. Well, you guys, you hear Gerald, this is his opinion about it. I mean, and he also has positive things to say about the iPhone. No one hates Apple or anything. It's nothing like that. I just think that when Apple's marketing kicks in and you start to see all these influencers and people out there saying how great it is, no one really critiques it hard. What people do, we do see people critiquing it hard, but it's a matter of, for me, the excitement goes away really, really fast. Man, Gerald, I appreciate you calling in, man. It's ringing now, brother. I'll see you back in the chat, bro.
All
right.
Well, and I agree with them, Jay. I mean, the iPhones are great, but that's what makes them so boring.
Mobile Geeks are in the house. What's going on? I see people call. The phone is ringing, folks. If you don't get through the first time, just keep calling.
Simple and great and boring.
What's going on, man? Who we got on the phone? You're over here with Jay Will and Anthony, my Project 13. Who we got?
Hey, this is David Rice.
What's going on, man? You called. All right. David was in the chat. All right, good deal, man. So what's your thoughts on here? Talk to me on this here.
So my background is that I used to work for T-Mobile. And I worked there for a number of years. So I see it from all different types of people's perspective. You know, I mean, for some people, you know, they prefer Android, some prefer iPhone. You know, but I've seen that a lot more people prefer iPhone. Anytime someone would switch and say, "Oh, I want to try the new Galaxy," or the new Android phone, a lot of them will come back saying, like, "Well, I don't understand this, and I don't understand how to do that, and you know, the pictures aren't as good." You know, and then we try to walk them through it and things like that. But then, you know, eventually after a while, they just end up going back to iPhone. No, I guess I'm just kind of representing the opposing view.
Do you feel like people really don't want to learn anything new, and that they're so programmed in their subconscious that they don't understand that they have something better and more affordable that does more? Because that is the case with a lot of Android phones. Like Anthony was just saying, the S21 Ultra is a fantastic phone. I mean, the cameras are sick. If you want to see camera reviews, go to Grant Likes Tech. He will show you a deep dive into these cameras because he has everything. But do you think, David, that people just are in their subconscious just programmed, that they don't know they're programmed? It's nothing wrong. They're not doing anything wrong. But they've been so convinced that the iPhones are easy to use and have the best cameras.
In a way, yes. I think people, you know, once they latch on to one thing, they want to stick with it because they're familiar with it. They know how to operate it.
Yeah.
You know, as far as like older customers, you know.
Watch out now. Watch out.
Seriously, older customers, they can go to their kids or their grandkids in some cases to show them how to use things. I just came back from visiting my family in Baltimore, and I was showing my dad how to do certain things, and you know, we're able to airdrop if we can Apple Pay each other money and things like that on holidays.
Right. That's not, because my grandkids, they know how to use tablets and iPads and everything, man. They're not tech savvy because of me, but they do come in here and they see all this stuff, you know, like, "Oh, Grandpa, let me have that." I'm like, "Okay, cool, take it." And they can FaceTime. I'm talking about, some of them are 2 and 3, and they know how to hit the button. You know, they know how to hit the buttons, you know what I'm saying? Like to call, and they see your photo and they say, you know, hit call grandpa, grandma, stuff like that. But, you know, I think you have a good perspective on it because you have a position that most people have not experienced in working for the company and selling the phones. So, but honestly, though, there is a generational gap because, like me and Anthony were talking about earlier, we didn't have cell phones when we were coming up. I mean, we can remember when there weren't TVs, but no, we're not that old, but we can remember the first TVs. You remember your first TV, Anthony? Remember when you first got that black and white little TV? You remember. Everybody was excited. And that was like the big thing. You got a record player, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, the phones hey, I appreciate you calling in. We're going to let some more people talk, but you can call back. If you called before, you want to call back, just give other people a chance to talk. Knock yourself out. We'll be here for a little bit. I appreciate it, man.
No problem.
All right, take care.
Take care, man.
What's going on? It's your man Jay, and you got Anthony on the line too. Who we got on the phone?
Hey, you got Woody McGee. How you doing, Jay?
What's going on, man? What's going on? Finally got some people calling in. I gotta admit, this is a shock that a lot of people y'all supposed to be at work, man. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. What y'all doing?
Break time's over.
Yeah, what's your technology? So
Okay.
I called in and I said, man, let me get
Come on, call on in, man. It's good to hear from you. So, what's your thoughts on this? Do you have an iPhone right now?
I just got rid of my 11 Pro and gave it to my son.
Okay, what you got now?
And I had the S21 Ultra, but I'm rocking the LG V60.
Ooh,
I'm still on the hype train. I waited, Jay.
Yeah.
7 months, and I got it. And I have to say, I think it's exactly what you in Project 13.
Oh, man.
It depends on the user.
Yep.
I work in IT. So I prefer Android because it allows me to do things with USB-C, check smart cards, things of that sort. Whereas I enjoy the iPhone, but it was just the limitations.
Yeah.
And like the other guy said, it's very simple. But if you want more from your device and you're more of a tech gadget enthusiast,
Right.
you like to see new things happen with new devices. And I think that's the main thing that people have to have an open mind when it comes to technology. But yeah, I mean, Apple makes phenomenal devices, but when it comes to it, I think Android, it just allows you to have more fun,
Right,
and learn a little bit more about technology, just in general. But the V60, man.
Oh, man. You rocking the GOAT right there, man. You rocking one of the best, one of the best Android phones ever made to date, the V60.
Yep.
So what's something positive, though? I want to hear something positive about the iPhone in your experience. What was something positive that you got from the iPhone? Like, what was good about it?
Consistency.
Okay.
Yeah, good word. Good
You
word.
do a lot of things right. And I tell a lot of people this. I've had Motorola's. I've tried them all. But when it comes to consistency, I have to put iPhone first because it works the same way consistently. Their keyboard, before they went to Face ID, was one of the best keyboards. I'm talking about typing wise, but they changed it up. So it's little things like that they do consistently that makes your experience great. You type all the time, so you need a great keyboard.
Right.
So it was more of the consistency for me that they did, but the limitations, that's what hurt me when it came to day-to-day tasks.
Yeah.
And that's why I eventually changed, and I love Android.
Yeah.
I mean, it just does things a little bit more. Now, it can use some polish.
Oh, yeah.
But overall, it does a phenomenal job when it comes to, it's like a Swiss knife.
Right.
That's what I compare it to.
Yeah. Right. Well, man, I appreciate you calling in. It's good to hear from some regular folks using these devices and getting the most out of it. I really appreciate it, man.
I appreciate everything you guys do, man, and y'all continue to have a blessed evening, man.
Yes, sir. God bless.
Take care. We're about to get that polish. We're about to get that polish with the 6 and 6 Pro. So.
Oh, yes, we are. He is using the GOAT too. So I want to read a comment from Yellow Entertainment. He says, once you have a watch and a phone and it gives you a certain experience, it's hard to break that up. Add a tablet/iPad and you are now married. that's such a true, and he's not just, I don't think that just applies to Apple either. I don't think he's just talking about Apple because Samsung's ecosystem is fantastic. And we've already proven this. I can call from my tablet, video chat, it's all linked to my phone. It's all the same. My Z Flip 3 is linked to my tablet 7 Pro. Tablet 7 Plus, and it's a phenomenal experience. Phone sitting across the room or across the house, texting and calling from my tablet. Same experience on an iPad, you know. So I think that comment is pretty legit. Once a person is into an operating system or into a setup, it's very difficult for them to break that. And if you try to convince a person to switch from an Apple Watch, and I'm not wearing an Apple Watch, but I'm wearing my joint I love so much, GTR2. If you try to convince a person to switch from an Apple Watch, an iPhone, and an iPad to a Z Flip, a Tab S7 Plus, and a Galaxy 4 watch, they shouldn't have too big of a switch when it comes down to what it needs to do. It's going to be a matter of comfort and feel navigating that OS. That's why I try to avoid the OS thing. You know, I try to avoid that because some people, we technology influencers and technology fiends, we make that a thing. We talk to regular people and convince them that they're supposed to like Android, or they're supposed to do this, they're supposed to do that. But you just heard from several different people that have several different outlooks on Android and iOS. So I think iOS is a fantastic operating system. It's a fantastic operating system. It's just like he said, I agree with him, it's a little limited. So Gigi says, I'm that weirdo who likes to mix and match. You know, no, you're an OG, you're original. Everybody has something about them that when they do something, it might not make sense to the next person, but that's okay. That is totally okay. So call in if you want to call in and give your thoughts on your experiences with Apple, Android, what iOS, Android, whatever it may be. So speaking in terms of Apple, their operating system itself, I've seen so many people want to get, now how do you feel about this, Anthony? Some people want a form of Mac OS on the iPad. I don't know how to say this nicer to people. That is not going to freaking happen. Like, no matter how powerful the iPad M1 is, Apple's not going to put Mac OS on that because it would kill off a lot of their other sales. A person can be completely portable. You could get a 5G version of the iPad and the 2 terabyte, and you could sell off all your other equipment because they all have the same chip. If you put Mac OS on there, you think iPads should expand even more? Because iPad OS is just a watered down version of Mac OS. No? Every time I ask you to chat, the call comes in.
No, I don't think it's going to happen.
What's up, man? I see you trying to sneak and call in. What's going on?
What's up?
Hey, man.
What's up, Jay? This is Chris.
We know who you are. Chris.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on, man? What's your thoughts, man? Come with it.
Man, so coming from multiple devices, I've had a Pixel, I've had an iPhone 11 Pro Max, I have the Z Flip 3, I have the 7 Pro, I have the Note 20 Ultra. So I think, and me, it's preference, like everybody has been saying. I think with certain things, I think for me, the most part that I loved about the iPhone, I loved the way the feel was. It was just always different. And I knew getting an iPhone, it was the simplistic of it, the simplicity. Like I knew when I had an iPhone, I knew what it was. I knew what I was getting into. And having a Note 20 or an Android, because I have a lot of Samsung devices, and I like to use those for instance, for my channel where I'm doing thumbnails where I can't do that, or PDFs, or things to that nature, to where it's a little bit more difficult on the iPhone.
Right.
Like with the S Pen, I use the S Pen and try to utilize that where if I'm trying to outline a picture and try to crop it out and put it somewhere else, that works for me. But also for the iPhone, the main reason why I stayed for it for so long, I think, is because my wife had it, my family, my niece. So it was just easier to kind of, FaceTime, bam, it's right in there. Even though I know Google Duo is there. So it's kind of intertwined with what everybody was saying. I think I just respected it in its art form of okay, iPhone 11, I know what I'm getting into. I know if I get an Android or a Note 20, let's say, I know that I'm going to be able to do a lot more than I can with my Note and my iPhone.
Oh yeah.
I don't consider I don't brand wars. I think I respect the art of it and knowing that with this device, you're going to get something different. Just like with the Pixel.
Oh yeah.
It's always going to be something different. And it's more about like what works for me. And honestly speaking, I think the Note works better for me, but I kept the iPhone for so long because of my family. But it's a great device. The cameras were good for me, you know. And there's a lot of nitbits where people talk about the shutter lag for certain situations. Like I have an 8-year-old son.
Yeah. Shutter lag conversation, I already talked about that many a times. That's kind of to me, that's a weak argument. If the quality is better than the device, so be it. Because I think the iPhone still shots definitely are not the best. But again, that's personal preference. But I don't think this iPhone takes the best still shots. They definitely are up there in photo and video. But, you know, shutter lag, God, you don't have that much patience to wait a second to get the photo. And, you know, I understand if you have babies crawling around or something like that and you want to grab the shot. I've always told people, start a video. You can, if you know how to, you can pull out high quality photos from your video. It's just that simple. We talked about that about 3 or 4 streams back. It's totally possible.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there's really not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Like, there's no argument for me to where I'm going to be like, oh, well, this is this and this is that, and then the iPhone doesn't do that. I don't really compare and contrast and try to make them versus each other because they're 2 different companies, 2 different brands. They bring something different from the table.
Right.
So I know with, like I said, going back into what I said, it's just for me. I know, like you said, it's preference.
Yeah.
For me, the Note 20, it just works for me on the day-to-day daily usage. But I think the main reason why I kept my iPhone was not, I don't think it was so much of like, there's like nitbits, like I said.
Yeah.
Certain things that it didn't do with the Note 20, where as far as you can move in the apps.
Right.
You can't move the apps freely. But
right.
I knew
Yeah.
what I was getting into. Like, you get an iPhone and you have multiple devices. I know what I'm getting my hands into, and as far as in terms of like how different each device is, I'm pretty sure I can't say for the 12. I have 11 Pro Max, so I mean it was fast. The cameras worked well. It was like I said again. It was an iPhone. I knew what I was getting into. I knew, you know, what it was. But I think for me, I like the optimization was really really good on it, and Samsung. They're picking the game up as far as that, and like I said, man, it's I like both brands, and I treat them.
Me too. I'm a like Gigi. I mix and match too. I gotta have multiple different because even though I get bored with iPhones really fast, I do like them. I mean, I don't really have anything negative to say about them, you know, but or you know, like really bad about them because there's positives in every device. But you know, it's just it just comes down to what you feel like you can use long term. Like in reality, if you ask most people, you know, hey, what device if you had to stick with a device for another 5 years and you couldn't switch and you had to stay with it, some people might not even choose an iPhone or an Android. I personally would be BlackBerry myself. I would be like WebOS or BlackBerry or something like that. It wouldn't even be Android if I'm being honest. But you know, the fact of the matter is everybody has a preference, man. So. Man, I appreciate you calling in, man. It was good to hear from you, man. I saw you pop up in my contact. I said, that's Chris trying to call in, sneak and call in.
I'm sorry. Hey, can I say one more?
Yeah. Go ahead, man.
People we got to broaden our horizons to just not be talking about Apple and Samsung. There's tons of brands. You always talk about it.
Oh, yeah.
Open that horizon and stop being stuck on these 2 brands. Like, these are the only brands that exist.
Yep.
But again, thank you so much for letting me call in.
Oh, man. Good to hear from you, man. I saw something opens up so I can hear from some people, man. I want to talk to people, see what's good with them. Yeah. Appreciate you, brother. All right. God bless.
All right.
It is good to hear from you guys, man. Very seldom do we get to talk. Go ahead, Anthony. I'm going to cut you off. It's very seldom we get to talk to the people that's watching. And I truly enjoy
I was just telling him thank you.
Go ahead, man. I
was just telling him thank you. No, and he's right. You know, like Sony devices. We don't talk enough about Sony devices.
Nope.
Great smartphones. And you know what? I experienced some shutter lag on a Sony device. But again, like you said, either shoot some video, grab what you can, or if you can't wait a 0.5 seconds, then. But what you get from a Sony device is amazing. But yeah, to each their. But more or less, the conversation is because, well, the iPhone 13 just got released, and now that hype train, like you're saying, is dying down. What are the thoughts on that? Do you believe it is? Is it? I never jumped on it, but talking about it now, I'm thinking about going back out and picking one up. So
I mean, you should try it. I think, like I said, there's nothing wrong with I don't really have anything bad to say. I just don't think the iPhones are spectacular like we always hear to a certain point. Like they're just the best in the game. I just don't see it. And because there's so many other devices out there. But I think we hear that a lot from people who are predominantly just Apple fans, and they just won't admit it. They just won't admit, I'm biased to Apple. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with having a bias to a company, as long as you're able to navigate the system of YouTube without showing that bias in every video. Now, some people, that's if you want to be taken seriously. Now, some people, they don't care. They just love Apple. Apple's flawless. This is what it is. I don't care what you think. There's plenty of people on there, on here, I should say, that just love Apple. It is what it is. There's nothing. There's no wrong answer. And I think that's where some people get it confused, where you hear people commenting on a topic, and people think that the OP that's saying this, the people that are talking about it, are saying that you're wrong. That's totally not the case. Everybody gets their own opinion on how they feel about an operating system, an experience, a watch, a tablet, whatever. That's just what it is. But the tech community is we're the ones, and I'll say we, because I'm in the tech community, we are the ones who mess up people's heads by convincing them of things all the time. We do it all the time.
You look at, if you ask me, well, why would you go pick up an iPhone 13 now, Anthony? And my reasoning is because, number one, I love tech. Number two, I love reviewing smartphones. Number three, I love creating content. And my purpose in wanting to maybe pick one up, simple, because I would love to challenge it up against a couple devices that I have, and the coming Pixel 6 and 6 Pro. After that, guess what? As good as that 13 Pro, because maybe the 13 Pro, as good as it may be, it's going to go bye-bye.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
You know what I'm saying? Because I love creating those comparisons, that kind of content. That would really be the only reason I pick it up.
I mean, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
And I would enjoy it for the time that we have it. And I'm sure it would be fun. But again, it would get to that point of boring, and I would want somebody else to enjoy it, and I would sell it. So I don't know. Maybe that's just an odd way of looking at it, but that's the truth. That's what I would end up doing.
If that's what you feel, that's it. There's no wrong answer, really. I think that's where sometimes people get it kind of mixed up. They feel like there's a wrong answer, but there's no wrong answer. It's however you feel about whatever Apple is doing. That's just how you feel.
Yeah, and my hope is that in those videos that I would create, that there's a few of you out there that would get something that you need from those videos. And that's the purpose of that as well, is to help somebody else out there with their homework make a decision, and what they may want to pick up and spend their money on. So,
yes, sir. I'm going to move on here. I'm going to take this down, and we're going to start getting some of the comments up here. Hey, BJ, what's going on? Barry Johnson, you made it in. Appreciate you coming through, sir. We're just kind of chatting here about the hype train. All right, so we're going to talk. The weather is good today, sir. No thunderstorms. Thank goodness it's sunny out. It's normally storming when I'm streaming for some reason, but we are good. We are good. So Gigi's planning on picking up the Mini, huh?
Hello, Paris. We got something from Paris.
Oh, yeah, I saw him. Shout out from Paris. There's people from all over the platform, man. They are here, dude. That's love right there. What time is it in Paris right now? Anybody know? Everybody's going to start using the G word to try to figure it out.
Hey, Jay, they're here because of you, bro.
Salute with some green tea. Green tea. Green tea. Nothing like some good old green tea. Thank you to everybody that attempted to call in. If you weren't able to get through, man, you can try one more time, and I'll take a couple more phone calls before we get out of here. But man, so Gigi, conversation with Gigi. Gigi, call me up if you need. Call me up, Gigi. I need you to call in. I want to hear from you about why you're considering getting the Mini. I want to hear from you. So ring me up, and I want to hear from you on why you're I missed some comments there. Here's T's comment. T says, I call it one of the best in the game because it does just about everything consistently. Sure, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles, but I'd rather talk about reliability over innovation at times. And you see how you use the word at times. I respect that because he knows that Apple doesn't innovate. Like Apple tries to say that they innovate and do all these special things. It's just marketing. That's all it is, man. That's all it is. And I appreciate him putting that out there. Appreciate the super chat here. Thanks for the honest reviews. Hey, no doubt, man. We appreciate you hanging out with us, man. I missed a bunch of comments down here, guys. My bad. Let's see, go back here. Yeah, okay, yes, please. I want to hear your thoughts on that because there's a backstory why I'm asking her that. I'm not just asking her just to ask her. She knows why. But J Will, to each their own. Really, I don't dislike the iPhone at all. I just like the customizations I can do with Android. Yeah, and that's totally legit. Yeah, those are honest. That's honest feedback from somebody. That's what you should want to hear. That's what you should want to hear. Honest feedback. And I think sometimes people don't really, I need to patent this. I always tell people all the time, people don't really want the truth. They want to be entertained. And that is the problem that I see on YouTube. And entertainment supersedes truth in a lot of situations, not just YouTube, in life. You put a video of somebody getting shot and run down by the cops, that's going to get 15 billion views. But the little boy who walked the old lady across the street, not so much. Okay, let me take this one down. This is the battle they're having in the comments. I thought I just clicked it up there, but they're having a discussion about that. Yeah. So, guys, while we wait for Gigi to call in, I just put the pressure on her. I can put the pressure on her. I'm allowed to put the pressure on her. While we wait for Gigi to call in, I genuinely feel like
Jay,
Apple, huh?
She said to put up the number again.
No, she's got my. You can call my cell phone if you. Okay, let me hold on. Let me go back to that number then. That's my live stream number. Let me go back up here. 469-275-38-34-49. I think that's the number. I use that number just for calls and live streams. Here it is right here. There we go, Gigi. There you go, Gigi. So, what was I saying? My brain, we can only do one thing at a time. Anthony, are you paying attention? What was I saying? I totally forgot what I was about to say. There you go, Gigi.
What was I saying? It went somewhere back there.
Yeah. I think iOS and Android, that conversation is a dead horse that has been beaten up so much. It's just ridiculous, man. It is ridiculous. For what people do, even content creators, I'll go as far as to say, to be totally transparent, even as content creators, I don't think we're getting the most out of our devices. I genuinely don't. Unless you're using it to create, you're probably getting your money's worth. But if you're not using your device to create, you're probably not getting your money's worth. Some creators might disagree with that, but it's just a device at the end of the day. Like, it's just a phone that you have at the end of the day. If you're not creating with it, then I don't think you're probably not getting your money's worth. What do you think?
Oh no, I totally agree with you. I totally agree.
You said that because you create with your devices.
Right. I get so much and more. I dive so deep into these devices that when I do sell them, I feel good about selling them because I've really gotten to enjoy them. And I just hope that whoever I'm selling to gets what I got out of it. But
right.
I agree with you.
Yeah. I think a lot of creators probably are not getting their money, especially if they do I just think you have to create with the device, which is why I've gone back to using the phones on the channel to give a more perspective on what people can actually expect. And I don't go outside a lot. Like I see a lot of creators, when they do these videos, they're outside. There's nothing wrong with being outside. Let's be clear. There's nothing wrong with being outside. Kyle, what's going on? I see you, man. Appreciate you coming in. There's nothing wrong with going outside to shoot videos and vlog. Now, if you vlog outside, if you're that vlogger that's outside, okay, great. Then you're definitely you're giving the people the truth. But I think that when I see a lot of videos and people doing all these fancy animations and B-roll, A-roll, C-roll, D-roll with the devices outside, that's not realistic for the people who are probably, unless it's an outside person. Unless it's an outside. Here go my girl Gigi. I got to hear from her. Here we go. Hey, what's up?
What's up? If I sound terrible, I'm in the car.
Uh-oh, my bad. You sound good, though. It sounds clear.
All right.
It sounds clear. So you made a, I didn't spoil anything because I wanted to hear from you like this because you can catch everybody else up. But I'm surprised that you're thinking about getting the Mini. Explain, ma'am. Explain.
Getting rid of my iPhone. Like, there's no point in, like, I still like having, I edit on my iPad, right?
Yeah.
I'd like to have something portable to have around with me.
Got you. That's good. That's what it is. You used to have an iPad too, you said. So you edit on your iPad, but you don't edit on your because you have the 12 Pro Max right now, folks. That's what she has, the 12 Pro Max. And you don't edit on your 12 Pro Max at all.
At all, no.
No. So that's a transition that's easy to make because now, if you don't know who she is, she predominantly likes foldable devices, and we know Apple doesn't have a foldable device. They don't have any foldable devices right now. So she mixes and matches both. If again, Gadget Goddess is who I'm talking to. I'd say Gigi, but Gadget Goddess on YouTube, you can find her there. Check out all her content there. Check out her latest video for her Z Flip 3 case. If you haven't seen that, you're slipping. But I just feel like this is a transition that makes sense. Okay, so you're going to get rid of this big iPhone because you have an iPad. So why not get the Mini, right?
Right. And not have to carry an iPhone around that I'm not going to do anything, not any editing or anything on anyway. Exactly. That makes total sense. And I think some people's perception, again, that people will see this title and think, oh my gosh, they won't give it a second thought to even scan through the video at all. But iPhones are good, man. I've always said it. iPhones are good. I personally like iPads better than iPhones for some reason. I don't know why I'm like that. I prefer to. I always have.
Yeah, so you too. Yeah, I don't know why. I like iPads better. I like iPads better than iPhones for a daily device. I don't know what that's about because I use a Mac Mini and I just got another MacBook, and we pretty much have Apple computers all through this house. In her office, she has Apple everywhere, iPad, iPhone, everything. But the Mini is going to be a good choice. I think you're going to like the Mini.
I like my Mac Mini too. I got a Mac.
Yeah, I know you got a Mac Mini. So it's weird that are we strange? Are we crazy for liking that part of Apple instead of the phones predominantly?
Well, that's why I laughed when you were talking about the watches and stuff. I wear a Huawei watch.
Yep.
I wear a Samsung or an Apple watch.
That's correct. I think I'm a weirdo too, I guess, because I like iPhones. I don't love iPhones. I just can't see myself with an iPhone as a permanent out front device. It has to be an Android device because of all the things I can do. I think one of the main things I hear people saying about Android when it comes to what they can't do on iOS is the way they handle their business, like with PDF files and things like that. It's so easy on Android. It's super easy. So easy. But Apple, I just can't. I want to hear from that Apple person who handles business on their iPhone when it comes to documents. I would love to hear from that person. I hardly ever hear people talk about that love iPhones, but I would love to hear from that person.
Can I blame you for pulling me away from the iPhone?
Oh man, I guess so. I had to take.
I thought it was the Surface Duo.
Yes.
The Duo kicked it off.
Oh yeah.
Because my teams and everything there, I was using all that, and I was like, oh, let me put my main SIM in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I was off the iPhone for a minute.
Oh yeah. I thought you was on it though. I thought you still used it regularly though. I thought you had it like in rotation.
I use it on Wi-Fi.
Oh wow! I mean, you gave it a little bit of something, Yeah, I thought maybe we've been on streams together, and I saw you with it, but I thought maybe it was like one of your dailies, like you were genuinely.
It used to be.
Wow.
This is the first time in 4 years that I don't have a SIM.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
And again, guys, you go to, I don't like to spoil it. You got to go to Gadget Goddess on YouTube and check out her content, because you get some sense of, you have to follow along with a creator to watch them go through their different phases and growth that they go. And people who stop by your channel that don't understand, then they're just going to watch one video and then they're going to try to judge you from that one video. And this is what I don't like. But you have to always.
My son, you remember Chris called in? He talked about his family.
Yeah.
My son has an iPhone. My mother has an iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
iPad. Both of them have iPads and iPhones. So they're going to iMessage. They're going to do all those things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
My son has got to that phase where he's grown and he wants to leave the house. So sometimes I'm tracking him. So, I'd like to have that iPad maybe with me so I can still track him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be, you had a good day at work?
I got to get that because I'm going to be streaming in a couple hours.
Yeah. If you don't know, she streams on Tuesdays. So, sometimes I'm on her stream when she allows me to come on. She streams at night, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, right?
Yeah.
6 p.m. Central Standard Time, she will be on. So remember to follow Gadget Goddess if you haven't already done so.
But I'm going to touch on this because I feel like a lot of people have been talking about this lately. And I think I even saw where Trent said he was starting to lose his.
Yes. Yes. I saw that tweet. I was talking about that earlier at the beginning of the stream. I was talking about how Trent was like, I just kind of don't have nothing else to talk about with this device. And I guess the advantage to some of us, I don't think he has as many phones as we do, but he has a few phones. I don't think he has as many, but we can just move on to something else. We can grab another phone and keep the flow going. But he posted that. He posted that, he kind of lost, he's kind of losing that flow. And what could he possibly put up on the device now? And that's that kind of sparked over the last few days to taking me to this point, because my hype train died off a long time ago. And now I'm just I'm putting together all my content on the 13 right now. And I'm doing some in-depth looks at it on. It's not bad. It's just that,
I always like my son to upgrade his iPhone. He has an 8. He refuses. He doesn't want to upgrade. But people like him need to upgrade. He don't need to upgrade.
He doesn't want to give it up?
No, he likes the 8.
The 8 ain't no joke, though. I like the 8. I like the 8. I had the 8. It's nice.
He don't even have a big one. He got the little one.
Oh, wow.
You know why? Do you know why? He uses his iPad mini for everything.
Oh, well, he got an iPad too, though. Okay, so he got the iPad mini too. Okay, so that makes sense, though. That makes sense. That makes sense.
He barely uses his phone. He always uses iPad mini.
That makes total sense. I guess that does make sense. Yeah. So, man, I can't wait to see your content update here. I'm gonna be following along. You know me, I'm gonna be right there. I'll be right there. Hopefully I can get free tonight, man. If I'm invited. Huh?
I hope you can come through because there was more to my poll question this week than meets the eye.
Yeah, I bet it was. If you don't, you need to follow her on Twitter because we do polls sometimes online, and mine on the weekends are about food, and mine are about things other than tech. But she posts different things.
Sometimes, but
yeah.
This week it was about that.
Yeah. So follow her on. Tell them your Twitter, so you can. There you go. There it is. So follow her on Twitter and definitely look, or you can go to Gadget Goddess on YouTube and you can see all her links on her social media there too as well.
Everything is the same. There you talk me well. Everything's uniform.
There you go. You got to have that brand across the entire flow of all the social media. So man, I'm gonna let you get back on the road and drive. Be sure to be there tonight at 6 Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. on Gadget Goddess's YouTube, and we're gonna kick it over there like we always do. We got to do it.
Yeah, if you want to buy an iPad, the iPhone 12 Pro Max, I got that in a bunch of cases.
She's got. She sell on Swap a lot, man. She gets stuff out there, so you got to follow her on Twitter, and you'll see it goes quick too, by the way. So people pick up that stuff real fast. She sold 2 or 3 phones in like a couple of hours, probably, because that happens for me sometimes too. Depending on what you're selling, people want it, and the iPhone 12 Pro Max is no longer sold. So and it's the blue one too, by the way, folks. So she has something that a lot of people probably want.
Woo, that's a good one. That's a good one.
She has something people probably want. So you got to make sure you catch it.
If Apple would take it for an iPad mini, I'd give it to them.
I think they're only giving $800 for it. I think they're only giving $800 for right now for it.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, they're dropping the price down a little bit on you. So yeah, that's how it goes down. But drive safe, homie, man. And I'll see you tonight at when the stream kicks off.
All right, I'll do it.
All right, take care. Yeah, follow her, folks. Follow her if you're not already doing so. That will be the last call of the day. So, man, I'm excited to have conversations like this. I think we need to hear from regular people. I mean, Gigi is a creator, but we got to, and Chris is a creator. A few creators called in today, but we want to make sure that we continue to get a voice for the people who don't do creation online, and we want to hear from you sometimes. And this was one of those days. So, Anthony, I gotta get dinner going, and it's not dinner time yet. But we're preparing, and I'm sure you want to get some rest. You worked that night shift tonight, huh?
I worked it last night, so I got to take me a 2-hour nap.
Ooh, that is the hardest working man on YouTube right there, folks. The hardest working man on YouTube. He gets off of work and comes through here and streams with your man Jay on Tuesdays, just so you know. Sometimes he can't make it, sometimes he can. So I appreciate you guys, man. So we're gonna we'll cut here, and it was fun. We got a good. Remember to be there tonight at Central Standard Time, 6 p.m. Gigi's gonna be on live. She's every Tuesday. We're the Tuesday crew, I guess you want to call it. We're the Tuesday crew. I'm kind of the afternoon crew. She's the evening crew for live streams. So Barry Johnson, everybody who come through. I appreciate you guys coming through. Lisa, Kiera, Louie, all the people who called in. Chris, I see Night Tech is coming in. You're late, Night Tech. You're late. You're late, sir. You are late.
Paris,
late.
Vermont.
Yeah, man. So I appreciate you guys, man. It has been a fantastic stream today. And next Tuesday, God willing, we'll see you again next Tuesday, and we'll have more to talk about, because what the conversation is going to be about. Woo! We know what the excitement, the real hype train is. And I think that hype train is going to it's going to leave the station, and it's going to be going for a long time. I truly believe it. Yes. It is going to be going for a very long time. And you already know he's throwing you some ropes there, because you know what it's going to be about. Anyway, right. Tell them where they can find you at, man, before we get out of here.
You can find me over at Twitter at Anthony131368 and YouTube, My Project 13. You can't miss it. That's it.
That's correct.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate all of you. Appreciate Jay. Thank you for having me. Thank you for not getting too upset for me not being here last week. So
yeah, we held it down, sir.
Even though you played one on me, before the video, so.
We held it down. We held it down. All right, guys, you already know who I am, because you're here on my channel, so you know where to find me. It's man Jay. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next Tuesday. It's fun.
Peace.
Take care.
God bless.
Barry Johnson, let's go, baby. Pixel time, dude. Pixel time. Pixel. Team Pixel, where you at, baby? Yeah. We're gonna get him up out of here. We're gonna shut the Pixel's gonna shut it down. Let's have to say that before the stream ends. It's definitely gonna shut it down. Catch the replay, guys, if you haven't already done so. You can't be catching the replay. I'm still talking to the live crew. So catch the replay. I should have said that sooner. Let me just close out. Yeah. It's not making any sense right now. The replay crew is already watching, because they're gonna hashtag replay crew. That's how it goes. Yeah. All right.